Be back in a second. Oké, maar dat beter ga ik eerst hier die open doen. Good morning. Oh, time to make some money. Time to have some fun. Okay, let's go over how the market looks, what we should expect, what it has done. Let's remove some drawings. Tomorrow I will be trading again, but I will be not speaking. So tomorrow will be a silent trading day. I'll explain all the details why I'm doing it. It's important for your mindset, also for mine, to keep me focused, first of all, for myself. Second of all, it will help all of you too to actually be able to control your own mindset while you're trading. So tomorrow it will be a silent trading day. It's something different. I used to do this always. It keeps me more focused and it keeps me more about what I want to do, I want to see. So first of all, what do I see for today? We had a huge 4-hour down movement yesterday, a lot of sideways movement, one down. We came into a 4-hour for value gap. We tested it. We actually moved up again. So the big probability now is that we will continue a little bit lower. See if we have any more gaps downstairs, what I want to see. I'll take a look if we go down where we could head to, but actually not much room for any movements downwards. The only place that I can actually think of would be this one. Those equal lows here. I would maybe love to sweep before continuing up higher. If we go up these 4 hour, these 2 15 minutes, a 4 hour, and just above here would be a great place for TP. So that would be up, down. Oh, we're actually almost in the middle, so we will take both sides. Doesn't matter which one we go. News for today. I believe at 8 o'clock there was one. So we just had some. For the rest, we're okay. So it's about 10 or 11. So, and then 2.5 in the afternoon. got about 7, 8 minutes before we have opening. Who actually took the trade from yesterday? So it was actually a nice trade yesterday that we could have taken. Not sure if anybody took it. Ty came on stream, so everybody went to the other side. But actually, I took this one after we ended. So we'll take a look again. What did I take yesterday? We were here actually on this sideways movement on this little bit. And I did not want to short yesterday. I said if we have a bullish momentum of a 15 minutes, we could get into it. So this was 8 o'clock. So actually this was a pre-orb. I did not want to short this because I actually wanted to see a bullish momentum. We actually had here beautiful 15 minutes. That was just after opening upwards. And then I said, that was what I wanted to see. And I said, if we have a 5 minute for value gap inside, that would be a great entry point. And we did. 5 minute for value gap right here. That was the entry point. Target was actually 23,200. So this was actually my target. Now we came about here 23,191. So we were 9 points away from it. And then I said, actually, I put it at BE, my entry, and I just had to leave it because this was actually my stop. So the reason why that would have been that 50 minutes per value gap. So I would put my stop just below that one, this wick. As you can see, we actually never came back to it. We rallied off, that was CPI. We rallied off completely to that DP. So this was actually a beautiful trade. The only thing that I did not do right was I did not leave my stop where it should be. Otherwise, that was a nice trade. Anybody took this? Because actually, I told this before Ty came online that we could have taken this trade. Stops at the low. Look at this. Beautiful. Oh, maybe a bit less than that. This was for me was that is you could choose if you took the entry at the top, that would still be a 2R. And you could have re-entered it here one more time for the rally up. So I entered it twice. And I came up at the 0.1 or 0.2 or something like that. Just above my entry, I put it my stop. Beautiful trade. If Ty comes on today, I will stay online here. So if we do move below these lows, I'm 100% sure that this is the next target. Not much in between. So we already tapped the 1 hour for value gap. We close to 4 hours. So there's actually nothing in here except these equals. Yeah, if we go up, of course, these 1 hour for value gaps just above would be the first point of interest, and take a look how we react off of this. So again, for everybody that just joined, for tomorrow, I will stream, but it will be a silent streaming for me. I have one day in the week now that I'm not allowed to speak for myself to keep my head more under control and to keep everything that sometimes my mouth wants to say, keep it in myself instead of speaking too fast. It's not an easy challenge for the first time if you're doing this. You actually can try this yourself too. Try to speak, not speaking for 24 hours, not making sounds, no nothing. Actually do nothing. You will see after about 40 minutes or so that actually the mind starts to quiet down. It stops speaking. And the good thing about that also is that you actually will do more. Because every time you say a word, it costs you energy. And if you the whole day didn't say anything, you can be sure that day you actually done more than you ever would do that day. It's very special. It's not easy the first time, and if you didn't make it the first time, that's okay. You're trying, so just retry it. My daughter is 9, and she actually has done it multiple times already, and she knows it's not easy. But actually, when she does it, all her habits are done like uh, twice as fast, and that without complaining, just doing it without saying anything like I don't want to or so. We already swept both sides now, actually, of this sideways movement that we're in. We swept up here at 7. We took the lows again at 215, so what did I notice the last times now is as long as crypto is expanding, actually, Nasdaq is actually going sideways. So because this is one big sideways movement again. Put this in my notes and see if we actually keep doing this over and over again. If we go down, stops will be at the top of the. That's only a 14 point stop. Reason, there's still some gaps here we haven't touched yet. And now we just be patient until we have an upwards movement or downwards movement. I will start again with full R's implementing. The good thing actually I find is, like I told everybody yesterday, why 23,200 is actually a point of interest. I look, how far did we go above? About 22 points exactly. We came above and then we had a movement down again. So you will always see full numbers are very important once we get to all-time highs. It's the same for Bitcoin, like 100,000 is like psychological level. And then from 100,000 it will go actually directly to 120 or something, or 125. By the way, thanks Melly for the help. If we go up or down, so it will be at least 15 point stop, something like that. So that means 15 x2, so that's 30, $35 per contract. So 235. I mean, it's about 5 to 6 contracts that we can put in for the full R. For all the humans that are in the chat here, how do I determine a point of interest? Just because we just, I'll go over this. So why do I find this a very strong point? Look, first of all, this was a huge candle. So the down was a little bit stronger in this 4 hour than the wave movement up. Now, my first interest was actually this one, how we could react of this 4 hour fair value gap. Reason why is we were trading up at this point still. Now, after we have actually trade it up. I got about 3 more minutes. Yeah. So actually, after we tap that 4 hour for value gap, you can see it does not have much strength to go through this for value gap. We tapped it to the low, and now we started moving again. Now, after that, I want to see how we react because we have a 4 hour for value gap just above. And I want to see if this reaction is strong pushing us down. I would suggest that we have more down movement. If we do not have a strong push and we cannot breach that low again, we probably need some more liquidity from just above. So if we have needed more liquidity to put it down, so the only interesting points for me still is that 15-minute here and a 1 hourly just is the same level. So this would be a very, if we want to go lower, this would be the part where it wants to grab liquidity. I don't believe it will go all the way back up here to take some liquidity to go down. So if we don't react off of this for value gap here and we actually go through it without the sharp reaction back down, that means actually it has no value at all. So then the next point of interest would be that high. After that, the next high. So I just take it point per point. So I don't go all the way up saying, oh yeah, we were going to breach this and immediately go up to here. I don't see it happen directly. So I want to see what we do at these certain levels. This is how I look at it. So I prefer to wait before I tell the market will just rally through everything. I want to see how they react to it. And then if a 15-minute keeps pushing higher and we completely filled this up, we have a small retracement and then a strong push through, great. If we fall all the way back like under this value gap to under this low, then I believe that actually had a strong push to go lower. We just needed some more liquidity then. Because there are stops here, there are stops above here that short, there are stops above here that are shorting. And if the market needs those liquidities to go in a direction, it will pick them up and then go to the direction it actually wants to go. Look, in the dailies, we can see that we are still in this ranging momentum. This is actually that box that we are in. So if the market does not want to continue higher from here, there is a good possibility that we just drop down to that low again and then go up again until it has enough liquidity that it needs to take to push us higher up. Actually, this is also a nice momentum to see. It's creating liquidity now. And because it's creating liquidity, that means actually that it wants to push up higher. If it does not want to push up higher, we probably would already been dropping down to one of these value gaps. But I actually believe before we push up higher to this high, we will take those out. It will need those daily liquidities too. She did not watch. Do we breach? Oof, luckily not. So because we're on the top side of that daily sideways movement, there is more possibility that we go down than up. Especially because we swept the upper part already and we came back into it. It's the same that you can see here. If you mark a ranging box of this, we swept all of this liquidity with this wick, and then it has some push down. So there is more possibility that we push lower now than up. And if the market does rally further up, that means that it actually did not need that liquidity. That means that there comes a lot of new buyers into the market. So this is how I look at it. Yeah. So I want to see a 15-minute change in delivery. So if we tap that and we see a 15-minute changing direction, this is how I look at it. I always wait for the 15 minutes. So I'm no scalper. We have patience in trading. 15 minutes show me which direction we want to go. And at this point, look, we are just finishing off this boa at this point. So as long as we actually don't drop below here, we are still wanting to go a little bit higher. Why there was a small for value gap in here, and this one on the 5 minutes. And this is that protected low. So if we drop below here, there is a huge possibility that we actually go to the next one. So where's the next low? That would be this one. After that, where is that next low? Of course here. And then I believe that we will take out those almost equal lows here. So if it's your first time here, I do have some information that you can use. Maybe somebody can share it for me for a second. If you look up on my name, it's definitely here somewhere above in the chats. I'll take a look if I find it. Just a second, Mark. I'll share you the documents so you know. Now we do have to wait, be patient for the next 4 minutes, so we did not breach it. So this will be max 3 contracts at the moment. $22. If we breach below here, I see it continue. We'll add the rest. 2 more minutes. We have an FUG here, so for me, still top would be we can put our stops. So that was actually the rally I wanted to see happening. If we tap this before 35, let's give it a minute. Let's see if we have a small pullback or we can re-enter, because this is actually the move I wanted to see. So if we do, look, I'll enter with 2 contracts right now directly once the 5 minutes is closed. The reason why is we actually are now already halfway our range down. We do have a big range further down, so I will enter with 2. Stop at the top, so that's a half hour. If we have a retracement in here and I see a nice pullback downwards, I'll enter the rest. The reason why is we didn't breach that low yet, so I want to see how we react off of this. So this would be first TP, second TP would be all the way down here. The good thing about this trade is that we actually still have a 5 minute for value gap just above here. So we could have retracement all the way back up here. So if we do, just let it do its thing. Wait until it happens. The reason why I did enter, because actually, if it does completely rally to the lows, I want to be in this trade already. So actually, this was actually the low that I wanted to see tap or get tapped. Has a strong momentum, so we'll push. No, it did not. Now, for everybody already know how ORP works or pre-ORP works, you all know that this can take some time, so be patient and let the trade do its thing. For today, I will actually leave the stream at 9:30. Had some stuff to do, so I will be online at least for the next hour. Now for re-entering, what am I looking for? So first of all, this 15-minute actually needs to go under both of these liquidities. So I want to see it tap both of them. If it does, and we don't have a very strong push back up, I want to see then 5-minute for value gap that is just above here. So we have one here. I want to see it tap and then have a very strong push down again. I prefer that we actually stay here a little bit under before we have a strong push up. So now I want it actually to keep falling before we have a strong push back up. Reason why is if we here immediately push back up in the next 5 minutes, that means that actually this was the liquidity it needed to go back up. So this is when we need to be patient, calm, and watch how it reacts. If it keeps falling down now, that means actually this held no value for it. Reason why this is because this was Asia low. Yeah, we're still in Asia. So that was that 4 hour. Yeah, I know why. This was that 4 hour liquidity that was swept here. So now I want to see it push down completely and keep falling. I don't want to see it the next 5 minutes come back up all the way. Oh, we still have one more 4 hour here that I did not see yet. So I'll put this one in. So instead of putting that one here, I would put this one here. If we keep falling down, I will add, of course, full position and let it ride to the lows. I do want us to see this 15-minute get closed below. The reason why is look, this 5 minute tapped, but the body did not close below that wick. So I prefer us to see it close all the way under. So the next 3 minutes will be important for us. We will see if it keeps falling, great. If it does not, there's a big possibility that it just swept us liquidity to go to that high. But for now, just be patient. Let the trade do its thing. We managed risk perfectly, only so half far inside to make an hour and a half at least. Oh, TP1 would be 22,922 and a half. Next one would be 22,904. If it falls through here and wants to close everything, we will go to that low to 22,846. That's 6. Yeah, 46. If you don't see it on the screen, try to find it yourself too and give me a screenshot. It's always nice that you can see it for yourself, so you learn a lot more by finding those points for yourself. Yeah, this was actually the biggest move. If we could have taken it from start immediately, that would have been a very nice trade actually. So again, full TP would be 22,904 for me at this point. Reason why, there is still a 4-hour for value gap in here. If we come back to our entry, our reducer contract, because actually I want to see this go under here, not back up. This is actually a good looking trade. The only thing I not 100% liked is that we did not close with this body on this week. That's all. Otherwise, this actually looks very bearish. Well, at this point. So like I said, if we come back to our entry, I will reduce one contract. Now the reason why is that I could reduce a contract. If we go up higher and I see a reaction off of this 15 minute, 5 minutes and 5 minutes reaction here, we actually could add here to take it back to the lows. Our entry is smaller, not profit too, and more profit that we have. Then our entry would come up here or somewhere up here. Now what can we see now is that we do this up here. I have complete reaction back down. So this is what my brain sees. Second is we have a smaller one just up here, so we could also do this. But if we do that, it needs to be in a 15 minutes. I need to tap it, and it needs to be smaller, that 15 candle, than this one. It cannot be the same size. It actually needs to wick it and then fall back into this candle. Otherwise, we have a change of states because we swept liquidity, and now we had a bigger candle than the previous one. That means that we are continuing to another side. So three reasons why it's a bit. Here is liquidity. So time-based liquidity has been swept. The next 15 minutes, actually, I do want to see it fall lower in the next 15 minutes. I don't want us to hang around here too long. I just want to see it continually go lower. I don't look at the 1 minute. I don't find them accurate. So if you passed some bulenox, go to your bulenox account and just, if you didn't had any emails yet, I guess go to bulenox account and just activate it. So go to your normal. Go to the website here, log into your account. And then you can activate them here somewhere. And now I need to delete this. Morning, Carl. So Divine, please remember that markets prefer to do a side choose a side to go to. So if you always look for change in states and move up to the other sides, you will get stopped out a lot. So we have more continuations than change in up and down movements. Remember that. Because if you watch the 1 minute here, I do not see an ILM to the upside. Reason why is we didn't even close above here. No candle close, so no ILM. The ILM only starts when we close it. So no body close at all. We did close bound. Now we're in a fair value gap. Let's see if this one sweeps again. If this one pushes up, goes above here, then there is a chance. Higher time frame, same. We just filled up. We did not push up or down. 15 minutes, still in this. Don't be too eager to jump in to switch sides. Be patient. That you could have taken the tap and then here stop direct. That's also a trade, but that's scalping, and then you should actually just watch the 1 minute, 30 seconds, and 15 seconds, something like that. I would never watch this. Not my style. So if you're trading with me, patience is the key with me. Just let trades do its thing. Be happy what you put in. Be happy what you get out. Like I said before, how do I see change in states? If this 15-minute here would completely engage that one and come above this candle, then I see change. Then we can say we go up. Like say here. This one came up. This one closed above. So here we could have seen a change that we go up. Then I want to see a 5-minute fair value gap inside this. I would take it to the previous high. That's it, not higher. This would be a too small trade anyway, but this is how I look at it. I know some people like to scalp, but remember if you're scalping, it takes a lot of energy to scalp. Much more than it takes relaxing, because actually we can just close the book here and do nothing. I'm done with the trading for today. If it hits our TP, we take profit. If it hits our stop, we did not. That's it. Up to the next one. And if you can let go of that while you're in the trade, congratulate yourself, because then you're actually gonna be a very profitable trader. Because this is the less easy part in trading, being able to let go of your trades while you're in it. And even here, you could even reduce risk if you want to by putting a sell stop just above here, one sell stop. So when it hits, you take one contract off. If it does hit here, you only took one contract. By adding one up here, down here, if we do drop lower, that we actually make an extra profit. Two more minutes to market open, or to London open. With a small group today. Been there too, Olo. Been there too. Preferably not to go short when TBL right below. Uh, if you don't want to go short, zoom out. Look, in that daily, we've been going sideways from 3rd of July now. So look, this is actually how you trade sideways momentum. I'm gonna share this one. So not many people do this, but I actually can trade this too. I used to do it. Gonna pick a fib. Style adding the 0.25 and the 75. So we've been trading constantly actually in this range. Now, if the market wants to go higher, what does it need? It needs this liquidity from down here. So we just took the upper liquidity. We were not able to close above. So the only reason why we actually should go up is that we don't want to go lower. We don't need the liquidity. I believe we do. So what do I see? That is actually that we need to sweep this. So anything above the 25, 75% is a good short. Where do we take it? To at maximum of 25. We don't want to take it all the way to the lows. So actually we're just above that. We're still in a 4 hour value gap just above. So this actually looks like a very good trade if you're doing it sideways movement. And we are sideways at this point. You cannot say that this is an expansion. Especially not because we just swept this. Can we go up in a day? Of course we can. But this actually looks like a beautiful trade. If you zoom out. So this is why I take the higher time frame over the lower time frames. This will show you what it wants to do. Now there's a lot of noise on my screen, so I will delete it again. So now it's market open. Now I don't want to see us to come back up here. So now we did sweep liquidity. So we swept session lows now, and I want to see it fall further down. If we do not, now we have a time-based sweep, and now we can move up. So we can perfectly hit this one time. Because now we created a 15-minute FVG here. The reason why I took this short is actually because most of the time frames are telling us at this point for today that we still want to go a little bit lower to take some liquidity and then go to all-time high again. That's the reason why I want to short. If it goes up, the only thing it can do is go up to here at this point. A rocket launch? What is a rocket launch, my friend? Olo? Rocket launch outside of my house a few minutes ago. It's the same here. Look at that 1 hour. How beautiful it actually fell. So it actually closed body below the wicks. The only thing from our stop is now that we actually are in a 1 hour for value gap. That's all. That's a bit less good, but actually if we fall lower, we should actually keep falling at this point. We should actually not come back all the way up to that ORP. We should actually continue. And here is nothing in between. So there is no point for us to stop here. We just should come at least to this low directly. So always remember the knowledge that you have is okay, and but markets will still do what it wants to do. Because anybody that traded this yesterday here was no point, and you could do everything what you wanted. You could not read this market. And these were huge candles, by the way, in 1 hour. It took liquidity up, it took liquidity down. That were 80 points candles in an hour. Well, it wanted its liquidity to move to somewhere. Oh, I did not remember to add. If the war breaks to the downside now of London time zone, we can add again. I did not remember to add, so we just closed below here already. So this is an extra confluence. So if you're trading pre-orb session and orb from London also closes to the downside, we actually have a continuation movement. So that has an extra influence to show us that it wants to go that side. Watching 5 years at charts, you learn a lot. But still, I'm not 100% I'm right. You still need to let go of everything. I'll take some noise off my screen. Actually, these points are only on there for you guys. I trade blank screens normally, so I just one orb and then one TP. That's it for me. That's on the screen. Otherwise, there would be nothing on my screen. I don't like it. It gets my brain sometimes not to continue and see multiple things together. I don't want that. So now you can go over the main time frame. So you go over the 1 hour, you can see there's nothing here. So no fair value gaps. This was the only fair value gap, and we actually now pushed almost completely through. The only thing that actually can happen now is that we go to that 4 hour just below here. Now we can actually continue to move it lower and see where our TP goes to. Because we're now coming to that daily gap too. But our 4 hour hasn't been tapped yet, so this is actually a strong point where we could see a small retracement, then to continue lower that day. Because my main target would be actually that it sweeps all of this. So then that complete daily box is finished to then go up. That's my main idea, actually. So let's take a look. We are about 5 minutes into the orb has created. Bit more than a half hour here. And in this way down, actually, I do not want to see any retracements back up. I actually want to see it like this, fall. I was going to say, this is 1 hour plus. You can do as you please. Morning session with a half hour risk, 1 hour making, that's 1 to 2. So that's always a nice session and 1 hour for only a half hour risk. So that means if you put it the full hour in, that you had 2 hour risk, a 2 hour profit. So like I said, take profit like you want. So this next 5 minutes, so we have now our orb range. So now this next 5 minutes will be important. We actually do not want to come back up all the way. So this should like be the highest part I want to see it go. Yeah, I do pre-orb, so I'm already short. Gunnar. So still same thought process. If we close up and the orb breaches here to the upside, I will definitely de-risk a contract. Because this was actually almost a 3 standard deviations, 3.5. So this is actually, that was actually a beautiful trade. Now that was a very strong push. Die low, hetzelfde punt. Dus dat was eigenlijk met een full contract en dat ging eigenlijk 2 jaar geweest zijn. Yeah, so this is strong reaction off of here. So we actually should not see this here. We should actually completely continue downwards. There's no reason why we should react this strong off of here. So if we do go above this high, I will take one contract off. It's okay for me that we close up this completely. I don't want to see us actually come above here more, because then we have time-based liquidity has been swept. We flushed a bit, and now we have a very strong push back to the upside. So this is then, that could be a 15-minute ILM if we create it above here. This candle cannot close above this wick here. This actually has to close down, or we will definitely go higher. So if we tap 22,977.5, I will de-risk a contract immediately just by tapping it. So that's it. I'll take one off here. That was a too strong reaction off of this. That was actually a beautiful V shape off of this sweep. And that's something we do not want to see happening. So we now tap that 15-minute fair value gap. If we now come back in the range, it's good. Still possible that everything goes correctly. You could even put your stop just above this wick here if you want to 23,005 and a half, because this 15-minute fair value gap should not get moved to the upside. So you could actually move this one to here. That would be that protected stop. So if this orb closes now to the upside, I will close it right. So it's trapped liquidity. If it wants to continue lower, it should do it right here. So even if we tape read this, look, it took some highs out. Now it should push lower again directly if it wants to continue to the lows. And then on the way back, you actually can watch how they react on these bullish fair value gaps that's been created. Good, so that was no close. That was actually a perfect pre-orb trade. Came to 6 points. So if this 15-minute now closes again outside this range, I will close my trade because then we have a change of state of delivery for me. So this is completely done enfungled. That means actually we swept time-based liquidity. Now we have a change of state and we could go up higher. The only entry then I see for this one is then exactly here. If we tap this, take a long from it and go up higher. I'll need to get off in 4 minutes anyway, so. And that's actually perfectly. The next 3 minutes will tell us what this will do anyways. So it's a BE for once. Ooh. As long as this in the next 2 minutes closes below this wick, we can still go down. But that was a very strong reaction off of here. I do have to say that. So just be patient. Let the candle do its thing until that minute and 30 seconds is closed. We will need to be patient. And of course, no close. Okay, so I keep my TP where it is. I keep my stop where it is. It's only like a quarter of an hour anyway, so I don't mind. I need to get off because I have an appointment in about 40 minutes. So we'll see you all back tomorrow. If somebody profited out of it, congratulations. I did not. I actually wanted to see it fall to that 4 hour for value gap. You can see that this actually is a profitable strategy over and over again if you keep taking it. Oh, I don't watch few maps, but thank you. So wish you all a very great day. See you all back tomorrow, same time.